Hi guys, welcome to part 11 of Through the Darkest of Times. We're going to go and see what we have coming up for us next. We can talk to the Christian community there, steal an army uniform, convince forced labourers, help organise a strike, find a hideout for a family. Definitely need to do that one. Forced and... actually no, let's go and do Gustav and Paul. They have suspicions against them. Roman can go and do that one. Steal an army uniform, we do need to send 2 of them. We don't have the bicycle anymore, that's going to be a risk, but we're going to go for it regardless. Those who aren't serving in the army must help the war effort in other ways. They have to assist with the Winter Hills folk in collecting blankets, shoes, food and money for the soldiers. When I arrive at my assigned neighbourhood, I meet a silver-haired man in his 60s who extends his hand. Hi there, I'm Wagner. Good morning, Herr Wagner. Takes my hand with a smile. Looks like we'll be collecting together this morning. Ready? We walk to our first apartment, but I'm trying to hide my discomfort. But Wagner is perceptive. What's wrong? Asking these people for money is uncomfortable for me. Berlin is already suffering under rationing, I say. It doesn't feel right to keep asking people for more. Wagner seems generous of spirit. Well, wartime is hard for everyone, but we're already here, so let's make the best of it, shall we? We knock on the first door, and it's a pleasant family that isn't unhappy to see us. They give us a blanket and a bit of money. Wagner hands the mother a token to show them they gave something. That was a good start. So you've done this before? Indeed I have. I've been serving this country for a long time. Spend a few hours going from door to door. Most people are friendly to see us, some are annoyed. Wagner takes it all in stride. The last few we meet are quite pleased with the swift victories of the Wehrmacht, and hopefully hopeful of a quick end to the war. Ask Wagner what he thinks of the war. Well, Wagner begins, I do not share their enthusiasm, but that's because I fought in the last war, and like I said, it's hard on everyone. Do you feel like there's any similarity between the 2 wars? No. So much has changed, especially the technology, the planes, the boats, the tanks. So much more destructive power. I served on the Eastern Front back in the Great War, and let me tell you, invading Russia is a mistake. And not just because we're fighting on multiple fronts. What was it like back then? I'd rather not go into detail, my friend. It was hideous, to be frank. Suffice to say, if the Wehrmacht can't make a knockout punch before winter, everyone will suffer. All the guns in the world can't shoot down a Russian winter. Thank you, Herr Wagner. Thank you for himself. It was certainly easier to do with him than alone. But I can't forget what he said about the war. What if it goes on for years? Lost 2 supporters, gained 9 marks this time around. Are we going to be successful in gaining this uniform? We are indeed, and not seen either, which is lovely. Roman meets the forced labourers, thinks he's been seen but gains 10 supporters. And they managed to hide the family as well, so -6 overall morale, +8 supporters. Alliance offered to Japan. Berlin the Führer offers the Japanese government an alliance for the annihilation of the USSR and the USA. Rudkov and Skobin fallen, and submarines and planes instead of tanks. When I arrive at our meeting, the others are reminiscing. Do you guys remember the Summer Olympics? I miss those days, says Roman. Yes, the summer of 36 seems so long ago. Tell me about it. That summer's a world away. Oh, the nightlife. For a while, the city is the centre of the world. So many clubs, music, dancing, people enjoying themselves. The Nazis were at least pretending to be decent. Nowadays, Berlin seems so sombre. Yes, it's such a different place now. I wish there was a way to go back. I feel the same, I say. We need intel to go and do that one, and 3 uniforms. We could have a party, but I don't feel like we need to boost morale at this moment. Organising a strike, that's a little bit better. Can we get another uniform? I think that's too much at the moment. Meet a former unionist. That's a bit better. Christian community. Definitely horsed for that one. And need marks a red herring. That's just going into hiding. Also, document war crimes for missing destroying Nazi symbol. I don't really know which one to. Let's just go and meet some friends. Lost 2 supporters, gained 12 marks this time around. Forced labourers are organised a strike to fight for their rights and freedom. They ask us to support them, and Paul Weinrab and Roman end up following their request. The strike is a success, and it reaches many people in and outside the factory. 14 supporters. Paul thinks he's been seen. Sebastian meets with a friend. Still opposed to the Nazis. Gained a new contact and 1 supporter. Gustav meets with a former unionist, gains support there as well. Horst meets with the Christian community and gains 6 supporters. Raining lightly, but the air is still warm as I walk to the movies for my secret meeting. I'm the only customer in line at the ticket booth. 1 ticket, please. Pay for the ticket and enter the movie theatre. The room is nearly empty, just a handful of people trying to sit as far away from each other as possible. Most of them are in the back, some in the middle, and no one in the front. Far away from everyone else, I take a seat in the front row. The Wash and Shower, the official news magazine, is sharing reports of victories from the Eastern Front. Brilliant soldiers, humming cannons and burning buildings, all very similar to the Western Front a year ago. Someone takes a seat behind me and whispers, "Don't turn around." I keep looking at the screen where Hitler is honouring a general for his achievements. "Good you came," she says from behind. I recognise that voice. It's Hannah. I met her in Paris in 1936. Back then she was trying to convince me to work for the Soviets. Seeing her now working as a Soviet agent doesn't come as a surprise. The movie starts. It's a romantic comedy called Happiness is for Everyone. Good to see you again. You were mistaken. I never met you before and I've never been to Paris. Do you understand? The less I know, the better. Yes, that's right, she says. Listen, Hitler's campaign in the East is very different from the one in France. People need to be told about this. On screen, Albert Schulman and Irmi Pefal, an engaged couple, are arguing about a sluggish career. How is it different? It is not in war which soldiers fight each other. This is a war against the Red Army, against all civilians. We're still in the process of proving this occurred under official orders, but since it keeps happening the same way, I think that it is. People in Germany need to learn about this. What have you seen? 1 week after the German attack, I was part of a Red Army squad who were defending the village but didn't have a chance against the Wehrmacht. I managed to escape, but the rest of my squad was taken prisoner. What happened to them? The German officer had them in line up on the main road. I spoke to the soldiers and told them that these people were thoroughly chevalized, that they were subhuman and had to die. The prisoners were forced to get on their knees. Did he interrogate them? On screen, Albert Schulman mimics an excessively lazy employee, the audience laughs. The officer pulled out his pistol, stood behind each prisoner, and shot them in the head, one by one. That's horrific. But the officer was SS, I assume. This wasn't just a regular Wehrmacht. There was no SS. I know what they look like. The woman who insists she is not Hannah. On screen, Irmi tries to convince her mother that Albert will make a good husband. What did you do next? On screen, Irmi and Albert get married. I waited for the soldiers to leave the village, then secretly followed German troops eastward. I was hoping to get to the front to reunite with my troop. To reach the front line, I came through a settlement where the old man and his wife hung from a tree. Germans had put a sign around the nest to warn others never to cooperate with the Parisians. Partisans, oh dear me, I'm so sorry, I just don't know what's going on here. From then on, I saw people hung from trees in almost every village I passed through. I met many partisans fighting against the Wehrmacht. Maybe, the strategy of the Red Army to fall back behind the enemy lines at their blind side. But what I know for sure is that every dead German soldiers, the Wehrmacht murdered dozens of innocent civilians out of revenge and cruelty. You must be mistaken, even the Wehrmacht has a code of honour. Often SS and task forces follow the regular troops, but Wehrmacht does its part, believe me. On the journey, I came through a village that seemed to be entirely empty. At first I thought all the villagers had fled. Hadn't fled. No, they didn't flee, they were all still there. Albert Schumann, now happily married and even later at work in his box, hysterical laughter in the cinema. Where were they? I found them in a pit nearby. The Wehrmacht had shot them and threw them all in the dirt hole, all of them, men, women, children, alike. I don't know what to say. On the screen, confused Albert Schumann is being bribed by his boss. The audience bellows with laughter. They tried to burn the bodies, but the damp weather foiled them. What did you do? I went through the pad to see if there were any survivors. It was awful. It reeked of burnt flesh and decay. I threw up several times. In the end, it was all for nothing. They had killed everyone. This can't be true. It is true. This is not a regular war. This is not like France. These troops have not come to conquer and rule. They come to annihilate. The enemies aren't just the soldiers. The enemy is everybody, including innocent villagers. But why? What is the purpose of this? Don't you get it? This has always been Hitler's goal. He wants to exterminate the Slavs and the Jews, and rid the East of all subhumans and create the home for his Aryan race. I didn't think they would really do it. No, almost no one thought they would, says Hannah. But I knew she was right. Even in Mein Kampf, the book Hitler wrote almost 20 years ago, he'd already planned out what Hannah was describing now. On screen, Amy sings her husband's career and Albert sees it as his second chance. What can I do? The world needs to know about this. If we could find the official's order which proves this isn't some mercenary Wehrmacht squad committing war crimes on its own initiative, we need to prove that this was officially ordered from above, that this is systematic. I'm not sure we're capable of finding a secret Wehrmacht order, but we'll try. Thank you, says Hannah. If we manage to find the official order, put it in the right hands, it might change the course of the war. On screen, the plot is cleared its final hurdle. Jamie and Albert's accidental divorce is now heading towards a happy ending. You mean Americans would join the war if they knew? I need to go now. Contact me through the usual means if you learn anything. And then she's gone. On screen, the happy couple decides to remarry. On my way home, I think about the atrocities that Hannah told me about. Could it be true? I trust the Nazis to commit almost any kind. Full-scale genocide. The order Hannah was talking about exists. German, I think. Finding the order could change everything, not only for us, but for the world. So, wow, yeah, 20 supporters gained their -7 morale. Wehrmacht defeats the 13th Soviet Army. 23,000 Soviets are taken prisoners. Airstrike on Moscow. And Great German Art Exhibition opened. I can tell that something is bothering Paul Vernab tonight. When I ask him what's wrong, he says things are difficult at home right now. Our son. Your son in trouble? No, well, yes and no. He's fighting in the Wehrmacht on the Western Front. A couple of days ago, I heard my spouse praying for a swift victory for our soldiers. Sort of a problem? Yes, it is. Before, because I couldn't bear to hear anyone, let alone my spouse, wish for a quick victory for the Nazis. I couldn't believe that I wanted to give everything to help our son stay alive. I think you two will be okay. You both love your son and share a set of values. This terrible situation is just so stressful. We're going to do one more day here. We'll set up a hideout. Do we don't particularly have anything else near? We have parties. We need to break into a factory. I imagine that's where we're gonna find everything that we need. But we are gonna need paint, so let's go and get some paint. Paul can go and get some paint. Gustav can go set up a hideout. Roman, go and collect some donations. Sebastian meets the former unionist. Okay, that didn't really. Oh, they're 50 marks though from that generous donation. Paul gets us 6 supporters and the foreman. What do we need? We need members for that one, so then if we just we need 3 members, okay. Then let's go and take Sebastian out of that. And let's go and attempt to break into a factory and gain... Could go with the army uniform. Let's risk that. Lost 3 supporters, gained 20 marks in donations. We bought some paint. 2 buckets of paint. We managed to get in, get some intel. They all think they have been seen there. That's not ideal. And have a hideout for us. +4 supporters, -1 morale. US Special Envoy meets Stalin. Massacre in Kitchener and the Gazman premieres. I feel like everyone around me is disappearing, says Paul Weinrab during tonight's meeting. It's my brother. Your brother disappeared? Well, not exactly. He was drafted into the army. Like that, he was gone. So many other young men have been drafted too. At this rate, there won't be any young men left in Germany. And that's going to be Checkpoint. That's going to be the end of this episode. So if you have enjoyed this, please do hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Until next time, stay safe. See you in the next one.